Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. Welcome to MADARA Cosmetics webinar. Today we are hosted by MADARA Cosmetics Management Board member and shareholder Uldis Iltners, exclusively from the factory of MADARA. Before I give the floor to Uldis, a short reminder about the agenda of the webinar. Firstly, we will tell you more about the company and the IPO of MADARA. Afterwards, we will proceed with the questions and answers session. If you would like to use this unique opportunity and ask a question directly to Uldis, please use the question box on the right side of your screen. All questions will be addressed after the presentation. Uldi, I invite you to start the presentation.
Thank you, Eva, for introduction. Good afternoon, dear participants. Thank you for joining this very first MADARA Cosmetics webinar. We are glad to have so many of you today. The purpose of today's webinar is to provide you insight about MADARA Cosmetics business and present the main points of our initial public offering. You are welcome to send in your questions, and I will be glad to answer them at the end of this webinar. Please note that this presentation is merely informative. Please make any investment decisions based on the information provided in the issue prospectus, which is available on our Latvian and Estonian homepages under Investors section. Before we start, please let me introduce myself. My name is Uldis Iltners, and I am the board member of MADARA Cosmetics. In short, about important elements of MADARA Cosmetics investment case. MADARA Cosmetics is the leading and fastest growing cosmetics producer in Baltics, specialized in producing of certified natural and organic cosmetics. Companies, brands MADARA and Mossa have leading position in Latvia and Finland in its segments, and strong and stable base for further growth in other European markets and several markets outside Europe. With this IPO, we are looking to rise up to 3.3 million euros for next for financing of next 3 years growth, and list the company on Nasdaq Riga First North Alternative Market. As well as with the rising of new money, our purpose of IPO is to increase the company recognition and reputation, which is very important for our further growth in export markets, for negotiations with serious cooperation partners. As well as with this IPO, we would like to give possibility to our customers and to those private persons which who like the story of this company and the products of this company to participate in the further growth of this company as shareholders. In short, what makes us unique? What are our key strengths? First, all of our formulations are unique, made ourselves. The formulations are EcoCert certified since 2008. The company holds EcoCert certification for products. EcoCert is the internationally the best known organic cosmetics label. Then the second strength is that we have our in-house design and marketing agency, which creates the brand content and all the visual materials necessary for marketing. And the third strength is that we have our own modern and efficient factory near to Riga airport. Now, short about the company DNA, about the previous growth and the financial results. So since very beginning, the company is rather fast growing. From 4 people in 2006, the company has grown up to 100 employees, around 100 employees at the moment. And here below in the slide we can see the financial information of last years, as well as the information of first 6 months of this year. As we can see, then the first half of this year was very good. So we were able to grow the turnover in approximately in the same speed as in previous 3 years. The turnover growth was 37.9% comparing to first 6 months in 2006. The profit margins increased even more, and we can see that in first 6 months we are actually close to the profits we reached in 2006 in 12 months. And the main reason why the profit margins have increased is because of our new factory in Zeltiņu Street 131 in Mārupe, which was launched in September 2016. And in first 6 months of 2017, we can see that the production processes are efficient, that the turnover increased, and we were able to produce more efficient than previously. So this is the main reason for the increased profit margins. Speaking about this year's and next year's plans, this year we are planning to have approximately 30% growth comparing to last year and reach 7.6 million turnover. And for next year we are planning to have the same, approximately the same growth rate, and this would result then in approximately 10 million turnover next year. Here are the details of our IPO. On 14th of August this year, the general meeting, shareholder general meeting, decided to increase the share capital. and all of the shares offered in this IPO are new shares. So we are issuing and offering 482,220 new ordinary shares. If the demand will exceed this amount, then the company has a possibility to offer additionally 48,222 new ordinary shares. In total, this would amount to 530,442 new ordinary shares. One share price is €6.25. The offering has started today at 9 o'clock, and the offering will end on November 3rd at 15:30 Latvian and Estonian time. Important to mention that before IPO, 85 employees, full-time employees, have become shareholders, and in total we are now 91 shareholders in this company. Important to notice that the main shareholders have signed a lock-up agreement. It means 360 days the main shareholders won't sell their shares. The same for 85 employees. They have lock-up conditions for 180 days from the listing date in Nasdaq Riga First North. It's very important that that the IPO of MADARA Cosmetics is for all investors, also for private, and for those it does not restrict any. There are no minimum investments, and the idea is that we would like to see people and investors who like the story of company, who like our products, and that would like to participate in the growth of the company. And the size of the investment does not influence anything. There is no minimum investment, so all investors are very welcome to participate in MADARA Cosmetics IPO. Then again, I would like to highlight what makes our company special and different from our competitors. The first we have our unique product formulations. We have very good established cooperation with the Latvian universities, and our products are developed in cooperation with the scientists and tested by dermatological clinics in Latvia. Then the second strength is we have our own marketing and design agency within the company, which creates all the brand content and visual material. And we have our own modern and efficient production. and all together this A plus B plus C makes our uniqueness, and this was the reason, in our opinion, this was the reason why we have grown until now, and we expect that the same strengths will allow us to grow also in future. Yeah, continuing the previous slide, it's important to point that all of the strategic processes and functions of the company are integrated within the company, and the company has full control of all strategic steps, which is unlike from many other competitors who sometimes don't have their own production, or they don't have their own product development capacity, or they don't have the marketing, and when one of those elements is missing, then of course the creates some problems to develop the brand. So in our case, we have full control of all strategic processes, from the very first product concepts and product development up to production and logistics. About product quality, since 2008, our products are certified under EcoCert standard, which is internationally the best known standard for organic certified cosmetics. So we are not allowed to use any synthetic ingredients. Only plant-based ingredients or ingredients that come from nature are allowed. EcoCert certification makes also our processes transparent, because we have regular audits which go rather deep into production and procurement processes, so that our customers can be sure that they receive natural and organic quality products. If we look at the structure of our business, then in 2006, 85% of our business was with Madara brand, 8% with Mossa brand, and 7% contract manufacturing for other companies. Usually those are this is not this kind of private label, because usually these are special formulations which are developed by our laboratory, and which are very different from Madara and Mossa formulations. Then if we take a look on the map, then the green areas are the markets where we are active at the moment. As you can see, then most of European countries are green. 90% of our business is within European Union, and 10% is outside European Union. So we can see that there is Asian countries like Japan and Hong Kong, as well as Australia. And we are planning to focus on European markets also in next years, since we see that in most of our existing markets there is good potential for further growth, and Madara brand is still in this first phases. So the focus will be on European markets, and we might prepare also some distribution base for in other countries outside European Union, which might come in focus after some year when we have more developed our European markets. Very important point to mention is that this year we started ESG reporting, which is report of Madara Cosmetics activities in environmental, social responsibility and corporate governance sector. In our opinion, ESG report is in the same importance than the financial report. Financial reports, they show how much we sold and how much we earned. The ESG report shows us in which way we reach the result, that we are actually following the international principles in environmental, social responsibility and corporate governance sectors, and I would like to invite investors to read not only our financial reports but also the ESG report to understand the principles of our company. Then how we will use the net proceeds from our IPO. Thinking that we will raise around 3 million euro with this IPO, then this money will be spent for next 3 years growth. So first we will invest in our export markets to increase the brand recognition and to develop the sales channels. And secondly, we will develop our e-commerce know-how and our e-commerce platform, since we see that internationally more and more cosmetics is sold via internet. So it's important for us to be on the best level, and it requires further investment in our knowledge, know-how, as well as in the technical platform. And of course, this will be reserve capital if we see in the market opportunities for which might help us grow. So we will have enough resources to be able to make investments quickly. Yeah, this is in short about the use of proceeds from our IPO. And with this, I would like to end our presentation. And now we can switch to your questions. So, Eva, please, what is the first question?
Thank you, Uldi, for the presentation. Some questions were sent in prior to the webinar, and we will start with those. What caused 20% net profit margin in 2017 first half, and is it sustainable? If not, at what level management see a normalized margin?
Yes, as I mentioned in presentation, the main reason for the increased profit margins was that first we increased the turnover, and secondly the efficient production processes in our new factory in Zeltiņu Street. Good.
Thank you. The next question. Your webpage is only in Latvian and Russian. When there will be added English, Estonian, and other important markets?
Yeah, I need to apologize that there is difficulties to come to the English version. So after this webinar, we will make sure that the information is available also in English. Sorry for that.
Thank you. How important do you think is online shopping for Madara sales?
As mentioned, in general, e-commerce in cosmetics industry is growing, and this is actually the fastest growing channel. And e-commerce is also very important for Madara Cosmetics, and we are planning to invest both to increase the knowledge as well as make investments in our technical platform.
Thank you. Why Lithuanian investors were not invited to join the webinar?
The public offering of Madara Cosmetics is only in Latvia and Estonia, and this relates to visibility and brand recognition of our company. Since in Lithuania the distribution and also the brand recognition is rather small, then there was a decision made that only in Latvia and Estonia there is the initial public offering, since the company and brand is rather known in Latvia and Estonia. But anyway, it is also for Lithuanian institutional investors. Our IPO is open.
Thank you. Why listing on First North? Are there any plans to list on Baltic secondary list in the future?
The company's profile is that of small medium enterprise or growth company. This is very much the type of issuer also listed on Nasdaq First North Nordics as well. So we see this as a natural location to be, including free float requirements according accounting standards and reporting frequency. The two key listing considerations for us are First North and main list. The secondary list does not really provide any unique listing benefit on its own and contains a large number of companies, so standing out there is more difficult as well.
Thank you. The next question is currently the last one received, and one of our listeners is interested in cost analysis and is asking, what are main raw materials used in production of Madara Cosmetics?
As mentioned, products are produced under EcoCert certification, and we are allowed to use only those ingredients which are included in the EcoCert standard. It means that these are plant-based ingredients or ingredients that come from nature, for example, minerals. We are not allowed to use any synthetic ingredient or ingredient in which production is used synthetic substances. So only plant-based or nature or ingredients that come from nature are allowed.
Thank you. All questions have been answered. Now there's one more. Should we expect only annually reporting or more frequent?
We will have 6 months reporting. So this is according to First North requirements.
Thank you. Maybe while somebody else is still typing their question, I will remind that recording of the webinar will soon be available in the Nasdaq Baltic YouTube channel and in company's webpage. Seems that there won't be any questions. Uldis, oh, sorry. So that was true. People are typing still. So how important will be the white label production in the future?
At the moment, the contract manufacturing makes approx around 10% of the business, and it is planned that we keep approximately the same structure also in future. That mainly we concentrate on our own brands, on Madara and Mossa, and then smaller part which allows us also to balance the production is contract manufacturing. So it won't be 90% of our turnover. At least there are no plans to increase contract manufacturing at that level. So it might keep the same proportion in the turnover.
Thank you. The next question: are there any plans to adopt a dividend policy?
If we look at previous years, then almost every year there were dividends paid, except some years, and it is planned that we keep this tradition or principle also when we are listed on First North. So part of the profits will be paid to shareholders, we see that up to 25% of profits might be paid out in dividends. Of course, this is in shareholders' competence to make decision about dividend payouts, but we would like to keep the existing kind of tradition or principle of paying dividends to shareholders. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question. Are the main competitors in the same sector, that is organic cosmetics, and what are Madara's advantages?
There is quite tough competition also in the organic certified cosmetics market. The cosmetics market is very competitive, so there are many players, and the same for organic cosmetics segment. We feel rather comfortable within the current situation, and I think the processes we have at the moment and will allow us to be competitive on the market, and will allow us to grow also in future. Thank you.
Thank you. The next question. In your opinion, how will possible financial downturn change demand for Madara products? So I will repeat the question. In your opinion, how will possible financial downturn change demand for Madara products?
It is rather difficult to predict. Of course, it's the demand is connected to the financial performance of the company, and if there will be period of downturn, it might influence the demand. But so it's difficult to predict what impact it might have. Madara is affordable luxury, not high-end. So even if there will be downturns in our economies, it usually does not affect cosmetics industry that much. So there is so-called lipstick effect that in economic downturns, cosmetics is the demand for cosmetics is increasing, and so also if we see what happened in 2009 when Latvia was rather heavily affected, then we still were able to grow also in these rather difficult years. So we somehow think that even in economic downturns, the cosmetics industry is not affected that much. Thank you.
Currently, this was the last question. Perhaps let's give some moment to our listeners. Maybe there's something you would like to add, but you haven't yet told.
Yeah, once again, I would like to point out that this IPO, the IPO of Madara Cosmetics, is for all private persons in Latvia and Estonia, and the size of investment does not matter. So it's for all of you, for all Latvian and Estonian private investors, of course, as well as for institutional.
Thank you, Uldi, for your presentation and answers given. Participants, thank you for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you for listening, and hope to see you as investors. Thank you.